Have the audiences changed? I mean, you've been playing in front of big audience for now about 10 years. Do the crowds react the same way now as they did 10 years ago, or are the audiences different?
They used to scream. That used to be the thing. Well, when we first started, they used to just sort of clap and dance.
We used to be like the Osmonds, you know.
I understand.
Then we got into the scream period, which was in a way very enjoyable, but it got rather boring because you couldn't play. So then we gave up the stage for 2 years.
And you went back to stage. The Beatles didn't come back on stage.
Yeah, we went back because we thought, and when we came back, it was a different thing, you know, where it was slightly easier to play because it wasn't the screaming, but the audiences are generally very good, you know, appreciative.
How comes the audiences have changed?
They got older.
Oh, younger.
Something.
I don't. It's very difficult for us. I don't know. I mean, I don't always agree with Keith. Though. A lot of them are older.
The police in New York City, they chased a boy right through the park. In a case of mistaken identity, they put a bullet through his heart. Heartbreakers, with your 44, I wanna tear your world apart. You heartbreaker, with your 44, I wanna tear your world apart. A 10-year-old girl on the street corner, sticking needles in her arms. She died in the dirt of the alleyway. Her mother said she had no chance, no chance. Heartbreaker, heartbreaker, she stuck pins right in her heart. Heartbreaker, a painbreaker, stole love right out your heart.
Because you recorded a lot of Goat's Head in LA, didn't you?
No, it was all done in Jamaica.
It was all done in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Didn't you do some mixing in LA?
No, it was all done in Jamaica. I did vocals about different places, you know, but most of it was all done in Jamaica.
Mm. You talk about Angie a little bit, Mick, because I read in one of the musics about 3 or 4 weeks ago that in fact Angie was written quite a long time ago. Now, is that true? I mean, I read that it was written in 64 or 65.
Oh, no. Wasn't, no, it was just, I never read that. No, it was written in, on the last American tour. Well, I mean, we didn't finish it until this year. But we wrote the melody, well, Keith wrote the melody, and the Angie, and I wrote the other bit, which is, that was on that particular one. No, it was a new song.
It's an unusual choice for a single, really, too, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I thought, you know, I didn't really pick it, you know, to be quite honest. It wasn't my sort of pick, because I picked Tumbling Dice to be a single, and nobody really didn't do that well. So everyone said, oh, Angie, I think that's a single, you know. So I said, well, I don't know. Guy really liked Dancing with Mr. D.
Yeah.
Which you're going to see later. But I really like that one. But I thought, no, I'm not going to sort of put my foot down and say this is a single. And most everyone said that I thought they would. So I think a ballad, you know, once every sort of 4 years is all right. Makes a change.
Yeah.
Mostly it's between me and Mick, but you usually find that a song is usually written like 80–90% by one person, you know. And we usually help, you know. I mean, Mick comes to me and say, "Look, I got this," and I say, "Well, I've got one like that," you know. So we sort of stick them both together and see if they work out, you know. And but usually a song is written over 50% by one person, you know, and then the other, somebody, you know, either I'll help Mick or Mick will add a bit to one of mine, you know, and we'll get it together like that.
It's very different when you're playing on your own, in a home, you know, and sort of humming to yourself, and playing with like 5 people, because all the riffs that you play become different, and they get turned around, the beat changes, you suddenly discover that this works and this doesn't work, and you make this up, you put this together. Oh, you know, and then you come out with what you've written, which may or may not work, or it may be too slow, and you sort of double the time. I was right. All my songs are always too slow. I mean, they always work out to be going at twice the speed in the end when they're recording what I've written. That's all right. I mean, I've gotten used to it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 3rd installment in my Stones in the 70s album deep dive series. Today I'm going to be talking about their 11th studio album, Goat's Head Soup. I have this version. And then also, this was an alternate cover that they put out about a year or 2 ago. It might have been last year. This was originally on the inner sleeve, and then they decided to make it, I guess, just for novelty's sake, the front cover. But anyway, those 2 versions exist if you're interested in purchasing the album. Anyway, Goat's Head Soup. No, it was not Exile on Main Street or Sticky Fingers. I don't even think it was as good as Beggar's Banquet or Let It Bleed, obviously. So it's kind of that. Finally, the string of excellent albums was broken. Jimmy Miller was still behind the desk producing the album, but it just didn't have the magic of the 4 previous albums. And the Stones had kind of hit a wall, but not necessarily from a creative songwriting standpoint. I think it was more they actually went into a professional studio this time around. Exile had been recorded in Keith Richards' dirty basement in France, where he was also doing a lot of drugs. And this time it just has more of a cleaned up sound, a very different vibe from what we'd had on Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street. Not a terrible album. I don't hate the album, but just compared to what had come before, it's hard not to take this album and kind of be a little bummed out that it's not better than it is. But anyway, still excellent Stones, but it could have been so much better. So Goat's Head Soup was released on August 31st, 1973, and was recorded primarily in Kingston, Jamaica, due to the band's continuing tax exile status. According to Richards, the Stones chose Jamaica as it was one of the few countries who would let him in due to his ongoing legal issues related to his drug activities. Keith was in danger of being arrested if he returned to France, so that was out. Considering they were getting more influenced by some of the R&B music out there, like Stevie Wonder that was all over the radio, it just made sense for them to go to Jamaica. This was the 5th and final album produced by Jimmy Miller, who, over the course of his time producing the band, had also developed a significant drug habit. Curiously, Bill Wyman only appears on 3 of the songs. I went and looked. He's got this book out. It's called Rolling with the Stones, written by Bill Wyman, and I looked in the Goat's Head Soup section, and he doesn't say anything about why he was absent except for 3 tracks, so I really wish I could give you more information on that, but I just don't know. The Stones recorded more tracks than they would need to fill the album, and some of the outtakes would be reworked for subsequent releases. Goat's Head Soup topped the charts in both the UK and the US. The lead-off single, Angie, reached #1 in the US and #5 in the UK. The album cover was designed by Australian film director Ray Lawrence and photographed by David Bailey, who had been a friend of Jagger since 1964. The shot of Jagger shrouded by a pink chiffon veil was apparently meant to look like Katharine Hepburn and the African Queen. The album's gatefold has Taylor, Wyman, and Watts wrapped around a similar fabric, and Richards on the back cover. The title of the album was named after a Jamaican dish that features various goat parts, including the head and testicles. So the album opens with Dancing with Mr. D, the D in the title referring to the devil. The song is a funky rocker with a repetitive Keith Richards guitar riff and features Nicky Hopkins on piano, Billy Preston on clavinet, and two Ghanaian percussionists. Dancing with Mr. D was arguably the weakest lead-off track since the Satanic Majesty's Request album and was used as the B-side to the Do 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 Heartbreaker single. Okay, we need to stop the video right here and talk about what in the actual fuck is going on with this video, particularly Mick Taylor. And if you think I'm just going to pretend like we're not watching what we're watching, that's not going to happen. We got to talk about this, okay? Like, and I understand the 1970s bands like to play with the androgynous look. You had the rise of glam rock, but the Easter bonnet, was that really a part of glam rock? Like, what the hell is that all about, Mick Taylor?
For in your Easter bonnet, with all the frills upon it, you'll be the grandest fellow in the Easter parade.
And my favorite part is Charlie Watts just looking at all these clowns, Mick Jagger, glammed up to the nines, and Mick Taylor with his fucking Easter bonnet, and just being like, oh my God. All right, anyway, sorry about that. Back to the video.
Will it be poison? I put in my glass. Will it be slow? Or will it be the bite of a snake, the sting of a spider. I drink a belladonna on a Tuesday night, hiding in a corner in New York City, looking down the 44 West Virginia. Lord, I was dancing, dancing, dancing so free, dancing, dancing, dancing so free, dancing. Lord, keep your hand on me, dancing with Mr. D. Woo! Well, 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 well. Ow!
100 years ago can best be described as country funk, as it tries to find a middle ground between both genres. It features blistering lead guitar from Mick Taylor and some inspired clavinet funkiness from Billy Preston. Keith Richards plays bass in place of the absent Bill Wyman. The track shifts into different tempos and has a very schizophrenic arrangement. The song had been written by Jagger 2 years prior and contains lyrics that contemplate growing old.
Went out walking through the wood the other day, and the world was a carpet laid before me. The birds were bursting and the air smelled sweet and strange. It seemed about 100 years ago. Mary and I, we would sit up on the gate, just gazing at some dragon in the sky. What tender days we had, no secrets hid away, where I seem about 100 years ago. sometimes wise not to grow up. When I'd walking through the wood the other day, can't you see the buzz in my forehead? What tender days we had, those secrets away. Now seem about 100 years ago. Now you see me drinking bad red wine. Don't worry about this man that you love. Don't you think it's sometimes wise not to grow up? You're gonna miss those baby fly. Yeah, I want it out, yeah, yes. You're gonna get the baby fly. Yeah, I want it out, yeah. You're gonna get the baby fly. I want it out. Please excuse me while I hide away.
Coming Down Again was written and sung by Keith Richards, who also uses his wah-wah pedal liberally, an effect he would employ for most of the album. Mick Taylor plays a prominent bass line, and Nicky Hopkins is once again on piano. There's a saxophone solo from Bobby Keys near the end of the song, although it's very restrained compared to some of his work on the previous album, Exile. Despite a great vocal from Keith, the song is middle of the road Stones for me in a take it or leave it kind of a way. It does have a nice charm to it. I don't hate it, but to me, it's just not top shelf Rolling Stones.
Coming down again. Coming down again. Coming down again. Coming down again. Share your thoughts. There's nothing you can hide. She was dying to survive. I was caught, oh, taken for a ride. She was showing no surprise. Coming down again. Coming down again. Where are all my friends? Coming down again.
Do 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 do. Did I get enough do's in there? Do 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 do. Heartbreaker was the second single from the album and reached number 15 in the U.S. It's a hard-rocking track with an R&B edge to it, courtesy of Billy Preston's funky clavinet. Mick Taylor plays lead guitar using a wah-wah pedal, while Richards is on rhythm guitar and bass. Jim Horn, true to his name, arranged the horns, which feature he and Bobby Keys on saxophone and Jim Price on trumpet. The first verse recounts the shooting of 10-year-old Clifford Glover in April of 1973 by New York City police, who mistook he and his father for suspects in an armed robbery. The officer in the shooting was charged but later acquitted in a jury trial. The song was first recorded in November and December of 1972, but was re-recorded in May of 1973 following the shooting of Glover. Angie is an acoustic ballad composed by Jagger and Richards and lyrically mourns the loss of a relationship. The identity of the Angie in the song has long been speculated, many incorrectly assuming it was David Bowie's first wife, Angela. In his autobiography, Richards has said it was just a name he came up with when writing the melody, and it has no connection to any living person. Jagger's guide vocal track can still be faintly heard throughout the song. This is one of only 3 tracks to feature Wyman on bass. Nicky Hopkins plays piano, and another Nicky Harrison, arranged the strings. Side 2 opens with Silver Train, a decent blues rocker with plenty of slide guitar and harmonica. Although the Stones have always excelled at playing the blues, this track lacks the muscle and grittiness that made songs like Midnight Rambler and You Gotta Move so effective. It's still an enjoyable song and features a welcome break from all the wah-wah guitar effects and funky clavinet. Since the song contains no minor chords, Ian Stewart was sufficiently inspired to play piano. Hide Your Love is a fun boogie-woogie piano-based bit of bluesy gospel. Jagger actually plays a piano on this song, which I presume means that he wrote the tune by himself. The song has some great guitar work from Taylor and some baritone sax from Bobby Keys. I happen to like the groove this song settles into, and the way it falls apart at the end is charming.
Sweet
Winter is a song that celebrates the season, an ironic theme given the band were recording in Jamaica, and was the first track completed for the album, based around an acoustic guitar riff Jagger had written. Nicky Hopkins plays piano, and the strings are again arranged by Nicky Harrison. The song could have fit very comfortably on the Exile album with less precise and cleaned up arrangement.
Been a hard, hard winter. My feet, they're dragging close to the ground. And I hope it's gonna be a long, hot summer. And the light of love will be burning bright. And I wish I'd been out in California. Trees went out. I've been burning my bare book and candle, and the restoration place is all gone round. It's sure been a cold, cold winter, Lord.
Can You Hear the Music is probably my least favorite track on the album. It goes for this funky gospel feel, which just doesn't work for me. The lyrics are pedestrian and homogeneous, and musically it throws everything but the kitchen sink at you. Jim Horn plays the flute on this song, possibly the first time since Ruby Tuesday that the instrument was used on a Stones song, and I imagine if Brian Jones had been alive, he would have sunk his teeth into this track. Star Star, also known as Starfucker, is a straightforward rocker with explicit lyrics to give a shout out to various sex acts and name checks John Wayne and Steve McQueen. It's a welcome return to the Exile vibe and one of the 3 tracks that Bill Wyman plays on. All in all, it's a cool and cheeky way to end the record.
Baby, baby, I've been so sad since you've been gone. Way back to New York City, where you do belong. Honey, I miss your two-tone kisses, legs wrap around me tight. If I ever get back to Fun City, girl, gonna make you scream all night. Honey, honey, call me on the telephone. I know you moving out to Hollywood, where you can taste the phone. All those beat up friends of mine got you written in their blood. And lead guitars and movie stars getting to tell me need your hood. Yeah, you a star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star. Yeah, star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star. Star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star, pop, star. Yeah, I heard about your Polaroids. That's what I call a scene. Tricks with fruit is kinda cute. I bet you keep your pussy clean. Honey, I miss your two-tone kisses, legs wrap around me tight. If I ever get back to New York, girl, I'm gonna make you scream all night. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my take on Goat's Head Soup. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm being a little too harsh on it? Do you really enjoy? I mean, I don't, like I say, I don't hate the album. It's just not Exile. It's not Sticky Fingers. It's not Let It Bleed. But it's a fine enough 70s Stones album. But let me know what you think. Where does it rank in their discography? Hope you're having a great day and a happy new year, everybody. Take care.